I'm Mike with List 25.
And I'm Ken from KBD Productions TV.
And here are 25 things you might not know about Mexican food.
That is delicious just for you. Mexican cuisine is more ancient than you think.
Many of Mexico's more traditional recipes hail straight from the Aztecs and Mayans.
24.
However, it's the Spaniards who influenced Mexican food as we know it today.
The traditional Mexican foods, inherited from Mayan and Aztec recipes, as I said, were changed as the Spanish colonized Mexico, bringing their own cooking ideas, methods, and ingredients.
23.
In the 1520s, the Spaniards imported to Mexico plants and animals that no Mexican had ever seen.
These included horses, cattle, sheep, pigs, goats, and chickens.
Among the condiments that were introduced were olive oil, cinnamon, parsley, coriander, oregano, and black pepper. The Spaniards also introduced nuts and grains such as almonds, rice, wheat, and barley, and fruit and vegetables including apples, oranges, grapes, lettuce, carrots, cauliflower, potatoes, brought from Peru, and sugarcane, from whence comes sugar.
Nice.
22.
Traditional Mexican food uses all parts of the cow, including the udder, stomach, tongue, and even the uterus and testicles. Here's Tristan trying out a tongue. Ugh.
Mexican cuisine is also famous for its variety of fresh juices. The abundance of tropical and exotic fruits provides the base for ice-cold drinks sold at roadside stands.
20.
Tortillas are the staple food of Mexico.
They are made of corn or flour, and the preferred variety differs from one part of the country to another.
Tortillas are used in many dishes and can be either soft or hard.
Ooh la la. 19.
Tequila is Mexico's most famous drink by far.
It's made from the agave plant, and much of it is produced in the Mexican city of the same name.
18.
Between 1864 and 1867, Mexico was ruled by the former Austrian Archduke Ferdinand Maximilian, who was kept in power by French troops. Though Maximilian's reign was brief and tragic, French cooking left its mark on many Mexican-style dishes. French-inspired Mexican dishes include chiles en nogada, stuffed chilies in walnut sauce, and conejo en mostaza, rabbit in mustard sauce.
17.
During colonial times, experimentally minded Spanish women and members of Spanish religious orders invented much of today's more sophisticated Mexican gastronomy.
Nuns pioneered such traditional Mexican fare as the candy called
Cajeta,
fritter-like
buñuelos,
and the egg-based liqueur
rompope.
16.
In 1519, when the first Spanish conquistadors entered the Aztec capital Tenochtitlan, where Mexico City stands today, they found the Aztec Emperor Montezuma quite fond of a drink concocted from vanilla and chocolate and sweetened with honey.
This was a native Mexican Indian dish, probably invented by the Maya, which would later find worldwide acceptance in various forms, including the milkshake.
Delicious.
15.
Also from the colonial period comes such fare as lomo en adobo,
Pork loin and a spicy sauce,
chiles rellenos,
chili stuffed with cheese, beef, or pork,
guacamole,
avocado, tomato, onion, chili, and coriander,
and escabeche.
marinades.
14.
Vanilla is a substance derived from the fruit pod of a certain species of Mexican orchid.
And chocolate comes from the fruit of the Mexican cacao tree.
Oh. Delicious.
13.
Some Mexican dishes, especially those originating from the Yucatan and Veracruz, also have a Caribbean influence.
Other Mexican dishes, such as bolillo, have a French influence. Bolillo is a popular Mexican bread.
12.
Fajitas were actually brought to prominence by Ninfa Rodriguez Lorenzo, who named her restaurant after herself, Ninfa's.
The dish was so simple in its appeal that other restaurants tried to steal her special recipe by sending spies to her restaurant.
The spies sapping my fajita.
11.
In some parts of Mexico, exotic foods include grasshoppers and caterpillars.
Right, Tristan?
Shut up.
Tacos in some parts of the country also come with different fillings, from cow's brains to cow's testicles.
Yikes.
10.
Calaveras de azúcar, one of Mexico's most famous candies, are made on
The Day of the Dead.
9.
Mexican food found in the US is usually called Tex-Mex. The name came from the fusion of flavor from Texan, Mexican, and American cuisine.
Burritos, fajitas, and quesadillas are some of the most popular examples of Tex-Mex.
8.
It's estimated that an average family in Mexico can consume up to 2 pounds of tortillas a day. It's a lot of tortillas. I want 2 pounds of tortillas.
7.
The chili pepper is the most used ingredient in traditional Mexican food.
6.
Even traditional Mexican desserts have chilies in them.
The chilies help create a nice melding of hot and sweet.
Go for it.
There's the hot.
5.
Northern Mexico likes its dishes with meat, while Mexico's southern states prefer chicken and vegetables as the main ingredients.
Both regions, however, tend to use meat as a relish instead of the main ingredient.
Meat relish sounds delicious.
4.
According to TacoTimeCanada.com, tortillas once came in cans and were popular in this packaging from the 1940s to the early 1980s. Weird.
3.
Quesadillas are one of the mainstays of Mexico's street stands and are considered quintessentially Mexican.
It turns out that they, like Mexicans themselves, are hybrid creations, half indigenous and half Spanish.
The corn tortilla with which quesadillas are put together is Native American. The cheese, as well as the pork and or beef that may accompany the cheese, is Spanish.
In terms of garnish, the hot sauce is made with chili peppers, is indigenous, but shredded lettuce is Spanish.
2.
Even though Mexican food is mainly known for being spicy and heavy,
I'm spicy and heavy.
it's actually quite healthy. It's high in vitamins and minerals and low in fat.
Some dietitians consider it the perfect blend of the important food groups: meat, dairy, grains, and vegetables.
Ew.
1.
Last but not least, if you thought that only Asians specialized in using some of the grossest animals in their cuisines,
You'll find it interesting to know that some traditional Mexican recipes include ingredients such as iguanas and rattlesnakes.
that's dumb. We hope you guys are having a great Cinco de Mayo, and we want to thank our friend Ken, who came all the way down from Canada just to be here.
Thanks for having me on the show, Mike.
Not a problem, man. It was a blast. If you like Ken, check out his channel. And as always for us, don't forget to share, comment, like, and subscribe, which will be somewhere in this general area around here.
General area.
And make sure to check out all of our social media.
You got social media?
We do. We have Twitter, Facebook,
Cool.
Pinterest.
Like, follow, share.
Thanks again.
No problem.